championship record is equalled. Lewis Hamilton is a 7-time champion of the world.
Yes! Yes! Unbelievable, Max. Unbelievable.
4 times.
See a few guys that have something special.
He's doing a phenomenal job. He's only 19.
Yes, give it. Come on, my son.
For him, in this moment,
he's delivering as a driver. So that's great to see.
5 Grand Prix victories in a row.
Nice work, pal. Good man. Well done.
That's a lot of wins, buddy. Catching me up.
just imagine what the future holds for him. It's a real privilege to witness it.
A very warm welcome to you from Barcelona. Once the Spanish Grand Prix, a new name for this year as we get set ahead of Sunday's Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix into the European leg of this season. And last year we visited this track before it goes on rotation with Spa from 2027. It's round 7 of the championship, and this is the track that exposes your weaknesses and elevates your strengths. Just over 4.6 kilometers, 2.8 miles in length, 14 turns, medium to high speed corners, and an elevation throughout the lap. And these are your tyres for the weekend. Pirelli going one step softer than last year with the C2 hard, the C3 medium and the C4 soft. How well will that soft tyre hold up over the course of the next hour in qualifying? 22 cars will head out baked in sunshine as temperatures continue to be scorching, and guiding you through every step of the way is myself, Harry Benjamin, and alongside me, Martin Brundle. And Martin, from what we've seen so far from the practice sessions, it's looking like a much better weekend for George Russell.
He looks more comfortable out there. He told me this morning that he's gone back to basics, his setup, his electronics, and just drive his car, and it seems to be working. His luck needs to stay with him somewhat better than the last few races, but this is a track where you need to be a little bit patient in the first part of it, so you don't take too much out of your tyres in qualifying. Patience is not necessarily the greatest skills of Formula One drivers, but because you want to use that grip, you want to tear through turn 3. And what really hurts the tyres is the length of the corners. Silverstone's the same, and Spa, but they don't tend to be anywhere near as hot as this, and there tends to be longer straights between those high-speed long corners than they have here. So that is why it tortures the tyres, and that is why they need to consider the whole lap to get the best out of a qualifying run. It looks as if it's Mercedes versus McLaren on the short runs, with Ferrari in there or thereabouts. Red Bull just slightly struggling, but we know particularly Max Verstappen can pull a lap time out of thin air. So that's the fight I'm expecting at the front, very much Mercedes v McLaren.
Well, talk about temperatures. Air temperature just above 30 degrees. Track temperature over 50 degrees. And that's been fairly consistent throughout the weekend. And really the biggest bugbear that all of the teams have had to get their heads around when it comes to degradation of these tyres. From what we've seen so far, especially on the soft tyre, which we'll see throughout the course of qualifying, one run on that is really all you can manage advantage before it then starts to fade away over the second run. Lots of fans out in the grandstand this weekend, particularly for the home hero. There is the Fernando Alonso. A hard task for him this afternoon, with Aston Martin struggles being hard far this weekend with their tyres. Right, as we wait for the...
Very good afternoon, Martin. Hello, everybody from the pit lane. Yes, so those drivers, on with it, keen to get out there, just to get an early feel for the track. Always tended to get quicker as the... Haven't seen any of the top four, any of the grandee teams, any of the teams that we're thinking out of their garages just yet. As far as Mercedes go, you're talking about set this weekend, but they think they're down, but they are a bit nervous about giving McLaren, in case they give up their long run pace flying session. There's a lot of work on Arvid Lindblad's RB. They got that car back well after it's ready to go after his brake problem earlier.
By Valtteri Bottas in that Cadillac after those issues. It might be a tough ask for the Cadillacs, probably the Aston Martin.
If the crowd might be a little bit thinner this year because of Aston Martin a couple of seasons back, but I mean the place is packed out, it's great.
Railing his teammate Ollie Behrman in the British teammate, hoping to try and important qualifying session as well for Haas as they start to lose a little. Esteban Ocon in Monaco, but we'll be hoping the car as Esteban Ocon heads down to turn one. Then let's see.
Use it all really basically as one great big bumpy on the braking zone. You turn in early there because you've got a downhill braking zone to turn 5, planing as he hits the throttle, and the Ferrari driver sitting effectively on the racetrack before you get to the apex of the corner. Pick up the throttle, turn 12, patient in the middle, and then on the mechanical grip of the rear tyres too. That's a bit steady.
Behrman will follow him himself and his teammate. However, the signs and so too for Valtteri.
Low 1 minute 18s rather confirms what Ted was in between free practice 3 of the surface, and that is everything around it. 1 minute 15s.
Yeah, the Q1 with the new generation of car that will continue to come down.
Particularly, otherwise they would all be too far. There isn't a track that would contain them, so very few human beings that could cope with the fear than we thought they were going to be.
But also, you've been out there throughout back, and you've been saying how alive the cars look.
And that's always exciting to watch, and you see it's great to see. No traction control of the car.
And with just over 12 and us will be eliminated come the end. In the midfield, perhaps the Alpines, they have the Haas cars as well down there fighting.
The aerodynamics, the car really force it through these long corners. It won't balance if it's not got a nice amount of you can do about it, because the harder you
in Monaco, so close to pole position on the they're so used to this track, it exposes all the weaknesses. Just lagging that little bit, but if anyone can get them,
was really hacksawing away at the steering wheel through some quicker. That system was switched off. The straight line use up less energy so they can keep the battery. That is why the wings are moving here, but they weren't.
On course to pit that faster section of this circuit up through turn 7. Nice little lift as he comes in. We've seen a lot of cars understeer, reprofiled a few years ago, turn 10.
Angers at 70 degrees, and you want them just over for the line, and we're in to the one.
Through the final corner now, recipient on what he has in Barcelona. He crosses the line, and Hamilton in the other Ferrari isn't particularly happy. Fastest of anybody so far, a 1:15.9.
To the line, he's got a nice little bit of slipstream though, and
saw Kimi Antonelli flying through the first sector, but then George holding him back too much. Fastest of anybody through that 2.5 tenths over Charles Leclerc to the top, flat out as you like, to the line then for the 7 time.
Zero first sector, so that seems to be sort of through the critical middle and end sector. Bulls.
Racing Bulls look. Bull sister team as Lawson comes across the line in champion. Lando Norris and McLaren said they've come back their way, and Mercedes aren't going to throughout qualifying to the line. Then his first
30 here at the end of the lap, and also trying to second. So a pretty ordinary first run there.
Oscar Piastri. Now everybody's got a lap this weekend. We have a yellow flag out on track. Doesn't affect Albon and the 2 Aston Martins. Yellow flag's gone to be here on board with Carlos Sainz.
You're obliged to go through that little. The other Williams off the road.
Yeah. Roll had a little bit of an off last lap around. Sitting into the gravel, manages to
touch too much speed, was hanging onto the brake pedal, and he literally just ran off the road.
So this man here, Esteban Ocon in his Haas, is actually behind Fast down in 19th, the Williams of Albon, and their signs just on the periphery of making boots reapplied for our drive.
Our colleague Jacques Villeneuve just it just rips up some of the Pirelli races. Now, of course, we are getting into to cool down a little bit, and that makes a huge difference.
In the grandstands, no rain in sight on track because everybody is back in the garages in the pit lane.
McLaren's put a new set of soft tyres on. They are quite valuable in terms of their good ovals leaving on a new set. That makes sense to them. Really wanted to hang it out and just try in their pocket. They could do it. I don't expect more a 1:16.5, which is around where I'm willing to gamble. Stay in the garage. Right, they're on when they do.
The excitement of shining them back, basically, because they'll have had all the burr in it, really, but the tread has not been cued. You feel it in the car a lot. You feel it in the traction corner, and it's much more obedient. Just the car is all about.
And what motorsport is a be. He's left once before and then saw him around the grandstands. At the moment, though,
biannual from here on, so he thinks I won't be.
Yes, this will go on
that's
rotation.
That's how I read that. But Dabby, and he gave me a man hug. And might be, but I didn't expect him to still be hanging.
Not coming together for Aston Martin this year. Upgrade significant on both the chassis side and the engines off the pace. But here we go then into the 10th down. Will be eliminated at the close of this minute for a personal best. Albon trying to get his Williams for the home crowd. They could be at risk of losing.
They're comfortable and confident. They've got enough, and at the moment, both Spanish drivers.
The 10th spot, Gasly gets himself through up into 5th. Albon already would like to find himself a little bit more. Mate Alonso, tidy lap from Hulkenberg. Up in. What about Ollie Behrman, his British teammate? Nice. Albon back down the 2 Williams. Look like they might be in the track in the middle sector. And Fernando Alonso's 2 races. Lawson stays in the pit lane. Sainz into 19th. Out qualifies his teammate. That is Q1 done and dusted. And Sergio Perez 19th ahead of his teammate Bottas of Fernando Alonso. We've been speaking to across the pit wall. I think he'll be it's history this weekend when he starts his 90th on Sunday. Unfortunately, falls by. We'll have a bit of a recovery from that. Hamilton quick.